All right, this is a key on evaluating functions, and these are just basic functions, basic evaluating. There's nothing that difficult on these. So you're given these polynomial functions here, so it'll be easy to evaluate those functions. So I have this function right here, f of x equals 4x minus 7, and I want to find f of negative 5. But remember what that means to find f of negative 5, and you can learn more about this next semester. But when you see f of negative 5, that means that um, the negative 5 here is going to be substituted in place of x. So wherever we see the variable x, I will substitute negative 5. So f of negative 5, and that's the work you have to show. You have to say f of negative 5 equals 4 times x, which I'm substituting negative 5, minus 7. And then using the order of operations, 4 times negative 5 is a negative 20, and a negative 20 subtract 7 means the same thing as negative 20 plus a negative 7, which is a negative 27. So that's the answer. So you're going to learn, remember, f of x means the same thing as y. So that means that when x is negative 5, my y value is negative 27. We're going to do the same thing with g of x. So you're going to find g of negative 4. So in place of x, you're going to substitute negative 4. So I have g of negative 4. You see, I have to say that. G of negative 4 equals 3 times x. I'm going to substitute negative 4. Remember, that's being squared, right? 3x squared. Minus 7 times x, which is negative 4, plus 2. All right, we have to use the order of operations. So remember, order of operations, I have to do exponents before I multiply. So negative 4 squared, and so you have to remember that negative 4 in parentheses squared means negative 4 times negative 4, which is a positive 16. So this becomes 3 times 16, and then a negative 7 times a negative 4 is a positive 28. So I'm going to do that now, and then plus 2. 3 times 16 is 48, right? Plus 28, and then plus 2. And then using your calculator, you can easily now just see that 48 plus 28 plus 2 equals 78. So that's 78. So g of negative 4 is equal to 78. So that means that when x is negative 4, my y value is 78. You're going to learn more about graphing these next semester. So this is going to make a little bit more sense as you work through the course next semester. Number 3, you're given this function h of x. So h of x is negative 2x squared plus 5x. And you want to evaluate this function when x is 3. Okay? So we're going to find h of 3. So h of 3 means that when I evaluate that function at 3, where we see the variable x, I'm going to substitute 3. So I get negative 2 times x, I'm going to put that in parentheses, squared, plus 5 times in parentheses, 3. All right, order of operations. So remember, you have to do exponents before you multiply. So 3 squared means 3 times 3, which is 9, right? So it becomes negative 2 times 9. 3 squared is 9. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this now. 5 times 3 is 15, so I get plus 15. Multiplying these two factors, negative 2 times 9 is a negative 18, and a negative 18 plus 15 is a negative 3. So h of 3 is a negative 3. So when x is 3, my y value is negative 3. Again, next semester, you're going to learn how to graph these types of polynomial functions here. They're both quadratic. You're going to learn about that next semester, and you're going to learn how to graph these next semester. All right, now this one's cubic. The largest exponent is 3, so that's going to be a cubic function. And so this time, we want to find f of 2. I want to evaluate this function here when x is 2. So f of 2, wherever we see the variable x, I'm going to substitute 2. So get 2 times 2 cubed minus 3 times 2 squared plus 7 times 2 minus 1. So wherever I saw the variable x, I substituted 2. And that's what you see. And notice I put that in parentheses. But remember, you have to use the order of operations. So I do exponents first. So 2 cubed means 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So it becomes 2 times 8. Now, I have to do exponent again here, but remember 2 squared means 2 times 2, which is 4. So it becomes minus 3 times 4. All right, so exponent first, so that's what I did. Now here, I'm just going to go ahead and say 7 times 2, we all know is 14, and then subtract 1. All right, so let's go ahead and multiply, and we'll go from there. 2 times 8 is 16. A negative 3 times 4 is a negative 12, plus 14 minus 1. All right, now be careful if you do this without using a calculator. Remember, you have subtraction and addition being shown here. So let's go from left to right. So 16 minus 12 is 4, right? So I get 4 plus 14 minus 1. From 14 plus 4, left to right. 14 plus 4 is 18. 18 minus 1 is 17. So remember, when you add and subtract, you always add and subtract from left to right. All right, and so then f of 2 will equal 17. So whenever the x value is 2, my y value is 17. All right, so that is the key to the worksheet on evaluating functions. Again, this is easy functions to evaluate. There are no fractions involved. It's just making sure you have the basic understanding on how to evaluate simple functions. All right, so that'll be the end of this key.